3, 4. Burn it down! Burn it down! Burn it down!
Hi again, everybody. Kingsborough Center, Brooklyn, New York is the backdrop of tonight's Rwl Sn Rl. Wally Cardell, Johnny Bianco, and General Manager Tex Lynch here in the booth for tonight's card. The last before showdown at the Spectrum in Philly Monday night, and we've got a great lineup of action with a number of big stars competing.
That being said, tensions are running more than a little high backstage, with all we've had going on. Between the ongoing battle with the sectarians, the totally psycho reactions to Jodie Pork as new women's international champion, her ongoing war with Liberty Beldanio, and their impending hell. In a cell match Monday night, the place is just crackling with electricity no matter where you go.
Crackling with electricity, Johnny? No, it seems more like it's seething with deep hatred everywhere you go, but I digress.
Okay, so yes, seething with deep hatred too. It's a little of everything.
But focusing on right now, our opening match is a battle of masked men with very different attitudes, as the wildly unpredictable Mankind gets set to lock up with Lucha Libre legend Meal. Mascaras, Legends Division action coming up right now.
Our opening contest is set for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first from parts unknown, weighing 287 pounds, Mankind. We have more than our share of Looney Tune. Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs types. Mankind here is cut from very special, very crazy cloth. He's crazy on a whole different level all his own. And Meal Mascaras is going to have to try and work his way around Mankind's unpredictability.
Mankind has never seen a rule book he liked, or could even read, and he's known to execute a lethal double-arm DDT, and his personal favorite, the Mandible Claw. If he locks that in on Meal Mascaras, this could be over pretty quickly.
If he locks that in on anybody, it's usually over pretty quickly.
His opponent accompanied by the Blue Demon from Mexico City, weighing 235 pounds. The man of 1,000 masks, Meal Mascaras.
The co-stars of Return of the Men from Lucha, the Blue Demon, accompanying Mil Mascaras down to the ring for this matchup with Mankind. And everybody knows Mil Mascaras and that high-flying style of his. Well, since Mankind's about 287 pounds, we will not see him doing a whole lot of high flying, so that's going to give Mil Mascaras a decided edge in this matchup. Yeah, Japan crowds are loud, but Brooklyn crowds are super rowdy. All right, we are just about ready to go here. Referee Walt Rothburn rings the bell. They come center ring. Mankind right away. Countered by Mil Mascaras with a back body drop, much to the delight of the Blue Demon. Man! Beautiful shooting star from the man of 1,000 masks. Cover one, but just a one. Mankind firing out of the pin. Mil Mascaras with another suplex on Mankind. Follows it up with a stomp and another. Rounds Mankind back up to his feet. Mankind counters the neckbreaker. Mankind has a front slam from Mankind. Mankind rounds him up. Sets him up over his... Oh, man, didn't go for the suplex. Just slammed him face first to the canvas. Mankind rounds him up again. Mil Mascaras getting ready to go for a ride here. Vertical suplex from Mankind. Mascaras in a seated position here as Mankind starts cranking his head and neck. Mascaras finding his way back to his feet. Oh, that looks uncomfortable. Counters with a shot to the midsection. Fails to connect with a drop kick. Mankind countered. Mascaras whipped to the far corner. Mankind turns him around. Mascaras counters. Hurricane Rana from Mil Mascaras. Mil Mascaras rounds him up. Mankind on one knee, now back up on his feet, and whoa, what a slap right across. Mascaras countered with a kick. Mankind with a suplex on Mil Mascaras. Follows it up with a stomp. Oh, look at this. Mil Mascaras nails him with a Hurricane Rana. Mankind should have punched instead of threatening to. Mascaras fails to counter with a dropkick. Mankind countered by Mil Mascaras again. Snapmare. Dropkick doesn't connect. Mankind back up on his feet. An elbow takes Mil Mascaras down. Mankind gathers up the man of 1,000 masks. Double chop to the shoulders. And here we go. Double arm DDT for Mil Mascaras. Looks like Mankind tagged him pretty good. Mascaras struggling to get to his feet. Here's a jab from Mankind and another. Mankind rounds Mil Mascaras up. Gets him. Oh man, what a nasty move right there. Slammed him face first into the mat. Mascaras counters with a fireman's carry. Gathers Mankind back up to his feet. Oh, well, there goes Walt again. Oh, man. Mankind counters and escapes the corner. Misses with the clothesline. Mil Mascaras nails him with another Hurricane Rana. Walt Rothburn getting back to consciousness here. Mil Mascaras stalking. Mankind rounds him up. Kick to the midsection. Has him up. Powerbomb. Short powerbomb, but it did the job. Mankind being dragged center ring. Mil Mascaras goes for the cover, hooks the leg here. One, but just one. Mankind powering out again. Mankind back to his feet in a rather disturbing manner. Mil Mascaras about to get tagged here. Mil Mascaras rounds him up into a dragon sleeper. Mankind counter slaps his hand away. Gets Mascaras up over the shoulders, but Mil Mascaras countering with elbows to the side of the head. And another Hurricane Rana from the Lucha Libre superstar. And a beautiful shooting star. Nicely done by Mil Mascaras. Mascaras has him up. Another suplex. With a bridge yet. Follows it up with a stomp. Oh, Mankind quickly taking him down by the leg. Mascaras struggling to get to his feet. Mankind rounds him up. They lock up. They tussle. Mascaras shoves him away. Mil Mascaras catches the clothesline right center ring. Mankind drops him. Rebounds off the ropes. And a leg drop right to the throat of Mil Mascaras. And now just, whoa, a butt bomb. Right there. Mascaras rounded up again. Mankind. Another double arm DDT, and I do believe he just busted Mil Mascaras open under his mask. Mankind thinks he knows it too. Looking pretty confident. Mil Mascaras counters. Gut shut to the gut, and here's a roll up. 1, 2, but another 2 count. Mil Mascaras has to go back to work here. Gathers Mankind up, misses with the chop. Nails him with a kick. Nice arm drag from Mankind. Mankind rounds him up. Mil Mascaras in trouble again here. All the way up for the vertical suplex one more time. Mankind rounds up Mil Mascaras. Sets him up for another suplex. Oh no, changed his mind, slammed him face first into the canvas. Mil Mascaras rounded up. Here's the pulling pile driver. That could be the end right there. That pile driver is real controversial these days. Mankind covers, hooks the leg. 1, 2, but again, Mil Mascaras finding his way out of a bad situation after that pile driver. The Blue Demon looking like he knew it all the time. Man. Mankind rounds up Mil Mascaras again. He's got to be reeling from that pile driver. He's got him up over the shoulder. Power slam. Misses with the stomp. Mascaras back up on his feet. Hey, nailed him with his own double arm DDT. Mil Mascaras covers, hooks the leg. 1, 2, 3 on Will. Mil Mascaras defeating Mankind by pinfall.
The time, 5 minutes and 54 seconds. Your winner by pinfall, Mil Mascaras.
Mil Mascaras surprising not only Mankind, but us here in the booth, utilizing Mankind's own signature move against him to pick up the 3-count pinfall in our card opener. And I've got to admit, I was thinking this one might have gone the other way, but I'm glad it didn't. And so it's another great win for the man of 1,000 masks.
It helped Mascaras' case that Mankind came up fairly light on offense, and the speed and athleticism of Mascaras never allowed Mankind to gain too much control over the match. Well executed strategy by the Lucha Libre icon.
Well, that's true. Mankind could have most definitely put a hurting on Mil Mascaras if he had had an opportunity to. But Mil Mascaras kept taking that opportunity away. Nicely done job by the man of 1,000 masks. All right, folks, that takes care of our first match. We've got a whole lot more on tap. So we'll be right back with all that right after the break. Hope you're still here. All right, we got 2 returns coming up. It's a standard match between 2 former No Rules champions, the one and only Haku, and the returning, long-awaited return of Bruiser Brody.
Our next contest is set for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first, hailing from Tonga and weighing 275 pounds, here is Haku.
Man, we haven't seen either Bruiser Brody or Haku for some time, but these 2 former No Rules champions are back on the scene, which is going to shake up the No Rules division, and you just better believe the reigning No Rules champion Magic is definitely paying attention to this match and these 2 potential threats to his current run as No Rules champion.
Magic knows he's gonna have to defend his title very soon, and I'm sure he's hoping it won't be against either one of these 2. So yeah, I'm sure he's watching, wherever he is right now.
And everything you have ever heard about Haku, those aren't tall tales. This man, whether he's in the ring or in a bar fight, he is more than capable of handling himself. And Haku is most definitely no joke as a former No Rules champion.
His opponent from Santa Fe, New Mexico, weighing 300 pounds, Bruiser Brody.
Well, better late than never, Bruiser Brody had been scheduled to return during the RWL Japan 5-Star Collaborative Tour while we were in Japan, but, well, that just didn't materialize, but doesn't matter now, because here he is. Bruiser Brody, former twice over RWL No Rules champion, and, well, he's going to have his hands full against Haku, but on the flip side, Haku is going to have his hands full with a very unpredictable, wildest of the wild men, Bruiser Brody. Man, the pop when Bruiser Brody came down that aisle was just insane. Haku and Bruiser Brody, and it ain't even a hardcore match. This is going to be good. Willie Johnson rings the bell. They come center ring. They lock it up, collar and elbow. Haku, front slam on Bruiser Brody. Drives an elbow into Brody's head. Haku, a kick to the back, misses with a stomp. Brody back up on his feet. Haku with a series of chops. A series of kicks to the leg. And down goes Brody again. Haku asserting himself real early. Locks up Brody, slams him face down into the canvas. And now Haku up on the middle rope, urging Brody to get back up on his feet. Bruiser Brody back up on his feet. Haku misses. I don't know how he did that, but he sure did. Haku with Brody by the trunks. Vertical suplex, center ring. Bruiser Brody has not mounted a whole lot of offense yet. Haku in control of things at the moment. Takes himself all the way up to the top rope. Drives another knee into the head of Bruiser Brody. Haku misses with a stomp. Brody back up on his feet. Look at this choke slam. Stopped him in his track. He was running and he choke slammed him. Bruiser Brody with a series of wrist clutch kicks. Man, that was beautiful. Haku ran right into that choke slam. Now Brody twisting the arm of Haku. Drives a couple of knees into his back. Brody catches a kick to the head. Haku back on his feet. Brody counters. Now it's Haku. Oh, beautiful jumping elbow from the Bruiser. Brody with a kick to the back of Haku. Follows it up with a stomp to the leg and then another. Brody rounds him up. Into a submission. Center ring. No ropes to get to. Willie Johnson asking Haku what he want to do here. But Haku, couple of elbows to the head. Back up on his feet. Brody catches a series of chops from Haku. And now Oh man, just a jabbing machine and a hard uppercut takes Brody down. Haku rounds him up again. Misses with the chop. Bruiser Brody nails him with the right. Got him in the front cradle. Bruiser Brody's got him up. Hangs him up over the top rope. Bruiser Brody rebounds off the ropes, and here he comes. Elbow across the chest of Haku. Brody follows it up with a stomp. Another rebound off the ropes, and another jumping elbow right across the solar plexus of Haku. He's going for a trifecta here. Didn't get it. Haku rolling out of the way. Went to the well just once too often. And now Haku gonna exploit the mistake. He's got him up. Another vertical suplex from Haku. Haku quickly moving right back in on Brody. Locks him up. Got him by the trunks again. And oh, wait a minute. The vertical suplex didn't work. Brody goes behind. Belly to back suplex for Haku. Bruiser Brody finally woke up. Finally got a sign of life from Bruiser. Wrist clutch kicks to the side of the head. And now Bruiser Brody makes his way to the top turnbuckle. Here we go. Double boot stomp right into the midsection of Haku. And now into a choke. Brody, well, all polite, all excuses, all intent of politeness is gone. Brody whips Haku to the ropes. Whoa, man, they nearly killed each other on that collision. Brody got him up, drives his back into the turnbuckle and hurls him out towards the center of the ring. Quickly going for a cover and hooking the leg. 1, 2. Another near fall. Haku still too powerful. Bruiser Brody gouging the face of Haku. Bruiser Brody goes behind Haku, counters with an elbow. They lock up again. Haku's got him up over the shoulder, hangs him up off the top rope. Down goes Bruiser Brody. Haku follows it up with a stomp. Haku catches a wicked kick from Bruiser Brody. Brody rounds him up. Tongan death grip. That's Haku's favorite move, and Brody's using it against him. Referee Willie Johnson watching Haku, making sure he don't pass out. Oh man, Brody's talking about, yeah, you're gonna give up, you're gonna tap, you're gonna pass out. Brody, a wild man for sure. Whoa! Wrist clutch kick, and just about took Haku's head off. Haku counters, takes him down. A mandible claw in the corner. But no, Brody nails him with a couple of lefts and gets loose. Locks up Haku. Haku shifts his weight and turns the move around on Brody. Here we go. Haku's calling for the choke. Here it is. The Tongan move. Trying for the choke slam. Brody elbows him, nails him, and a spear. Down goes Haku. Bruiser Brody covers 1, 2, 3. Talk about fast, explosive, and over. Bruiser Brody defeats Haku by pinfall.
The time, 5 minutes and 5 seconds. Your winner by pinfall, Bruiser Brody. Some really great moments in this match. And as fast as it was, these guys packed a whole lot of match into those 5 minutes and 5 seconds. It also says, loud and clear, that Bruiser Brody is definitely back. And definitely looking towards getting some championship gold around his waist. Again, if Magic really was watching, you can be sure the wheels are turning in the mind of the No Rules champion. What a terrific win for the returning Bruiser Brody, who just put Haku and everyone else around here on notice.
I'm sure Magic is taking notice. He just saw Bruiser Brody beat one of the toughest living human beings in the pro wrestling business, and I'm sure that's on the Icon's mind. We got more coming up, and it'll be all here right after the break. Hope you're still with us when we come back.
Coming up, yes, even more Legends Division action as another classic rivalry is rekindled tonight with the Big Cat, Ernie Ladd, meeting up again with the Polish Power, Ivan Putski. The following contest is set for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first, accompanied by the Grand Wizard of Wrestling from Houston, Texas, weighing 305 pounds, the Big Cat, Ernie Ladd.
Another top man in the seemingly bottomless stable of the Grand Wizard of Wrestling, Ernie Ladd definitely looms large over most opponents, and while Ivan Putski is no exception to that rule, the Polish Power has proven himself to be Ladd's equal, where power is concerned. Still, the heat between the two men is almost nuclear, and that's gonna make for a fiery confrontation between these two hated rivals.
And as you can see for yourself, Mr. Ladd has arrived in a very bad mood tonight.
And his opponent from Krakow, Poland, weighing 234 pounds, the Polish Power, Ivan Putski.
In his appearance on last week's card, Ivan Putski snatched away a possible win from Playboy Buddy Rose, but this is a far more difficult opponent for the Polish Power. Ladd's got the height, weight, and reach advantage because of his massive frame, and his ability to bend the rules till they snap will also be a factor here. And while I'm unable to call a winner, for sure, the fans here in Brooklyn will be behind Putski, 100%.
New York area fans have always loved and supported Putski, and that's gonna be no exception tonight. Going up against the Big Cat, will it be enough to take him to a win over Ladd? We're about to find out.
The Big Cat and the Polish Power haven't seen each other for a long time, and, well, it's not likely to be a happy reunion at all. Referee Tom Kanamura sounds the bell. Ernie Ladd rounds up Putski, slams him down. Putski back on his feet. Ernie Ladd, with that long reach, whips him into the corner. Putski counters. Ernie Ladd just yanks him down. The Big Cat rounds up Ivan Putski head first into the turnbuckle. Multiple turnbuckle shots from Ernie Ladd. And look at the Grand Wizard. He is just having a grand time. Ivan Putski ain't. Putski quickly counters with the double chop, runs with a headbutt and then a drop kick that takes Ernie Ladd down to the canvas. The Polish Power counters with a shoulder tackle. The Big Cat Ernie Ladd rounds him up. Putski whipped to the ropes. Putski escapes the corner very quickly. Olay style right there. Ernie Ladd counters with elbows to the midsection of Ivan Putski. Has him up again. Slams him right back down again. Kick to the back. The Big Cat Ernie Ladd trying to assert himself early. Has him up again. Man, slams him down for a third one. Ladd rounds up Putski again. Whips him into the corner. A clothesline to the back of the head. Ernie Ladd rounds up Putski. Uh-oh, got him by the throat, got the goozle. Got him all the way up about 7 feet in the air and then just power slammed him. Oh, man. Ernie Ladd in control of the Polish Power right now. Trying for a head scissors, but Putski powering his way out pretty quick. The Polish Power whips Ernie Ladd into the corner, running clothesline, takes Ernie Ladd down. Putski misses with the stomp. Ladd rolls out, rolls back in. The Polish Power getting fired up here. Ernie Ladd goes behind, drives a knee into the back of Ivan Putski. Goes for a cover. One, but just one. Ivan Putski powering out with authority. Ernie Ladd gathers him back up. Hard Irish whip over the top rope and out onto the floor for Ivan Putski. The Big Cat Ernie Ladd takes himself to the outside. Referee starts the count. Putski with a low drop kick to the knee. Putski rounded up, counters Ernie Ladd quickly, slides himself back in the ring. Ernie Ladd tried to grab his leg. Surprises him with a hangman off the top rope. Putski, oh, he's mad. Look at this. Ernie Ladd up with him again, slams him right back down for a fourth time. And that's going to take its toll after a while. Rear chin lock from Ernie Ladd. Squeezing for all he's worth with them big arms. And Ivan Putski could be in trouble here. That is going to wear him down for sure. The Polish Power looks like he might be fading. The Big Cat Ernie Ladd. Oh, here we go. Undoing the turnbuckle and exposing the steel. And he's going to use it. Almost guaranteed. Fireman's carry counter from Ivan Putski. Putski rounds up Ernie Ladd. Hangs him off the top rope and yanks it. Oh, man, the big cat Ernie Ladd finds himself on the canvas and in trouble. Putski covers, hooks the leg one. And just a one. Another near fall. In this Legends Division matchup, a kick to the back from Ivan Putski. Ernie Ladd sweeps the leg, takes him down. Ladd rounded back up. Tom Canamora seeing that turnbuckle's messed up. Putski counters. Another low drop kick to the knee, and I think he might have hurt Ladd's knee on that one. Putski with a stomp to the midsection. Now into a counter clutch, but too close to the ropes. Ivan Putski rounds up Ernie Ladd. Ladd slams him face first into the canvas by his arm. The big cat Ernie Ladd. He's trying to rally some support here, and the Grand Wizard, here he goes. He's got a chair in the ring. Here we go. That could be trouble. Ivan Putski countered. Ernie Ladd, an elbow to the face. How about that? Whipped into the far corner goes Ivan Putski. Oh, here we go. Tried to nail him with the chair, but Putski just a little bit too fast. Ivan Putski chasing Ernie Ladd around with that chair. Referee seen it. Ladd setting up a construction project in the corner. And Putski just head first into the steel chair. That could be disastrous. Cover, one. But, oh, wow. Shut up. Ivan Putski powering out pretty easy. Headbutt put Putski right back in the far corner. Ernie Ladd sets him up on the top turnbuckle. Off the middle rope arm drag from Ernie Ladd. Again, Ernie Ladd. Not a big fan of Ivan Putski, and Putski's no fan of his. A stomp to the back. Ladd rounds up Putski. Elbow to the midsection from the Polish Power. A headbutt that takes Ladd down. Ladd responds with an arm drag. Ernie Ladd rounds up the Polish Power by his trunks. Vertical suplex from the big cat. Ernie Ladd rounds up Putski. Misses with the hard right. Luthes press and hard right hands to the head of Ernie Ladd. The big cat being dragged just about center ring by the Polish Power. Drives a knee into the head of Ernie Ladd. Putski rounds him up. Whips Ladd into the corner. Ladd escapes the corner with an elbow. And wrist clutch clothesline number one. Wrist clutch clothesline number two. And a trifecta for the big cat. Ladd drags Putski center ring. Covers. Hooks the leg. One, two, and another near fall. Putski has taken a pounding and he is still active. Oh, amazing. Ernie Ladd sensing the end might be near, stalking Ivan Putski here. And there it is. The spike thumb to the throat. That could be the end. Cover. One, two. Whoa! Putski getting that right shoulder up. Ernie Ladd can't believe it. Thought he had it right here. Putski counters. Shoulder tackle takes Ladd down to the mat. Putski rounds him up again. Ernie Ladd whipped into the corner. Ivan Putski turns him around. And here we go, the Polish Power. With those jackhammer punches. Unbelievable. Just a series of hammering fists. Beating Ernie Ladd down into a seated position in the corner. And now the Polish Power stalking the big cat here. And the Polish hammer misses. Oh, man. Ernie Ladd countered with a kick to the midsection. Arm drag from Ernie Ladd. Ivan Putski whipped into the corner. Escapes the corner just in time, avoiding the charge. Whips Ladd into the far corner, and he just rebounds out. Whoa, that's power. Ivan Putski inviting Ladd to get up so he can knock him right back down. Ernie Ladd counters. A nasty clothesline that takes him down. Ernie Ladd taking his leisure here. Figures he's got this one in the bag. Goes for the cover. Referee Tom Canamora 1, 2, but again, just a 2. More like a 1.9. Ladd gonna try it again. 1, 2. Putski gets the shoulder up again. Another near fall. And this match has been wild. Ivan Putski with a forearm backs Ernie Ladd up a couple of steps. Whips Ladd into the corner again. Ladd counters and escapes the corner with an elbow. Putski slaps his hand away. They crash, nothing happens. Ernie Ladd whipped to the far corner. And again, Ivan Putski with those hammering punches just beating him down. Must have knocked a couple of inches off his height. Drives a knee into the chest of Ernie Ladd. The Polish Power drags Ernie Ladd just about center ring. Covers, hooks the leg. 1, 2, Ernie Ladd getting the Putski taking Tom Canamura to the task on the count. Ernie Ladd got that shoulder up just in time. Ivan Putski stalking Ernie Ladd. The Grand Wizard looking through. Polish hammer, down he goes. That is going to be about it right there, I'm sure. 1, 2, 3, and it most certainly is. Ivan Putski defeats Ernie Ladd by pinfall. Let's get the official time from Buck Morton.
The time, 8 minutes and 55 seconds. Your winner by pinfall, Ivan Putski. I may be wrong, but I don't think I am. But I believe if Ernie Ladd had been facing any other opponent, he would have got a pin or a tap out from them. But the Polish power refused to stay pinned or to submit, despite taking insane levels of physical abuse from Ladd. A lesser man would have collapsed under that kind of brutality. But Ivan Putski just seemed totally unstoppable tonight. No matter how much or how hard Ernie Ladd was hitting with his moves, Putski just kept coming back, eventually wearing Ladd down, and then tagging him with the Polish hammer. I'm really impressed with Ivan Putski's performance tonight against an extremely tough opponent.
Ernie Ladd should have definitely won that match, but Ivan Putski wasn't having it, and he was determined to get the win, and damned if he didn't get it. All right, folks. Coming up next, it's going to be the Yankee Rose, Georgia Washington, facing Brenda Blair in a ladies matchup when we come back. Well, fans, we here at Snarl like to keep our word, and coming up next, ladies division action with the ever unpopular Georgia Washington, set to go one-on-one against Brenda Blair.
This next ladies division contest is set for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first, from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, here is the Yankee Rose, Miss Georgia Washington. A rare treat, seeing Georgia Washington on Snarl. Both she and Brenda Blair are normally seen on Rage, but we're making a little exception tonight out of necessity. Anyways, Georgia's not gonna find a lot more fans on Snarl than she usually does on Rage. Kurt Angle's valet is universally disliked by most RWL fans, regardless of whether you're partial to either of our two major shows.
Between her ego, her bad attitude, and her tendency to attack at inappropriate times, all share a degree of responsibility for why Georgia Washington is universally disliked by damn near everyone.
Her opponent from San Jose, California, Brenda Blair.
Oh, sir, the Kingsborough Center lighting up for Brenda Blair. She has been super popular since coming back late last fall. And, well, this is going to be an interesting encounter between her and Georgia Washington.
What's not to like about Brenda, though? Assy, sexy, and skilled in the ring, Brenda's been demonstrating to everyone that she's going to climb that ladder to the top of the ladies' division soon enough. Like just about everyone in the building with eyes, ears, and a working brain, I'm absolutely on Brenda's side in this confrontation, and it sure sounds like I am far from being alone in that.
Well, that's true. Now, you would see these two on Rage ordinarily, but we are a little bit short-handed tonight, so not enough warm bodies in the building. So a rare treat for us Snarl fans. Referee Tom Canamura rings the bell. The ladies come center ring, they lock it up. Georgia Washington catches a boot to the face from Brenda. Brenda rebounds off the ropes. Boom! Elbow right across the head of the Yankee Rose. A stomp to the chest. Brenda Blair rounds up Georgia. Georgia counters into a dragon screw. Georgia Washington now beating Brenda Blair's head against the mat. The Yankee Rose goes behind, now cranking the head and neck of Brenda Blair. Well, Georgia Washington's never been one to play nice. Oh, look at this. Oh, man. Handstand knee crunch right there. Georgia quickly going for a cover. Oh, but barely just one. 9.9. Brenda Blair back on her feet. Georgia Washington locks her up. Counter whipped into the ropes. Brenda Blair ducks under. Leapfrogs it. Oh, knee right to the head of Georgia Washington. Another rebound off the ropes. Another elbow to the head. Oh, Georgia Washington finding herself with some problems here with Brenda Blair right now. Brenda, whoa, tried to snap her neck between her ankles. Ow, man. Okay. Brenda Blair rounds up Georgia. Wrist clutch kick to the head. Down goes Georgia Washington again, quickly trying to get back to her feet, but Brenda Blair doesn't look like she's going to let that happen. Another wrist clutch kick to the head. Well, she's consistent, if anything, Brenda Blair. Brenda Blair over the top. Whoa, man, did you see that? Brenda Blair went flying like a damn superhero. Amazing. Brenda Blair rounds up Georgia Washington. Another wrist clutch kick to the head. Georgia Washington, her opportunity to win this match is rapidly shrinking down to nothing. A series of rocket-style kicks to the head from Brenda Blair. Georgia Washington comes out of the doldrums, gets herself back inside the ring. Brenda Blair waiting right there for her. Georgia Washington, a snap suplex on Brenda Blair. Georgia trying to regain control of this match. With a kick to the leg of Brenda Blair. Another kick. And this don't look good. Here's a potential submission. Brenda Blair just arching the back at an inhuman angle, but Brenda Blair delivers a couple of shots and backs her off. Brenda back up on her feet. Kick to the midsection. She's got her up all the way up. Look at this, spinning her around in that crucifix. And then following it up with a sit-out powerbomb. Nicely done. Brenda Blair, 1, 2. But no, Georgia Washington finds her way out. That was impressive. Brenda Blair stalking Georgia now. Here we go. Kick to the midsection again. Has her up one more time. Oh, man, just dropped her face first into the mat. Brenda Blair covers. 1, 2. Woohoo! Well, that was quick. Brenda Blair defeats Georgia Washington by pinfall.
The time, 3 minutes and 5 seconds. Your winner by pinfall, Brenda Blair. Georgia Washington must have been totally off her game tonight for Brenda Blair to shut her down so quickly. We haven't seen a win that fast since Tony Dangerous took out Scotty Priest in just about the same amount of time.
Yeah, we barely had time to enjoy it. We'll be back with tag team action right after the break.
Closing out the first half of tonight's card, a non-title tag team match, setting the legendary American Dream Dusty Rhodes and Magnum TA. Squaring off with the Snarl Tag Team Champions, the Freak and Wild Thing Wayne Tague, the Psychodelixx,
And my lover, Sylvia Strong. The next non-title tag team match is set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing first at a combined weight of 518 pounds, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, and Magnum TA. Dusty and Magnum, former Legends Tag Champs, facing the reigning Snarl Tag Champs in their first ever clash with the Freak and Wild Thing. And Sylvia's shown me the records. The Psychodelixx have crossed a lot of legendary tag teams off their list of successful targets. Sylvie told me the Psychodelixx are gonna tune up and tone up for the Guns Brothers, using Dusty and Magnum as training tools. Their opponents, accompanied by Sylvia Strong at a combined weight of 478 pounds, they're the reigning RWL Sn Rl Tag Team Champions, the Freak and the Wild Thing Wayne Tague, the Psychodelixx.
You know, I caught up with the Freak online earlier this week, and we were talking. He has assured me that him and Wayne Tague will not accept a time limit draw when they meet the Guns Brothers on Monday night in Philly at the Spectrum.
The time limit draw suggests that they neither won nor lost against Eddie and Ray, but that could mean a possible upset Monday night, leaving the Guns Brothers as new Snarl Tag Team Champions. But at the same time, aside from one fluke victory by Tommy Wilcox and Oliver Hollywood, nobody's been able to separate the Psychodelixx from the belts.
Well, guys, the Psychodelixx have met so many people in the last year, it's kind of frightening, and this is their first matchup against Dusty and Magnum. Here's the bell. Magnum TA opens up with punches and kicks, backs the Freak off, locks him up. Magnum's got him up, rib breaker. The Freak on the canvas. And now an armbar from Magnum. Too close to the ropes, referee says you got to start all over. Magnum says, let Dusty Rhodes take over. Dusty comes in on the tag. The American Dream locks up with the Freak. The Freak catches a shot to the midsection, an elbow to the chin, and an elbow to the head. The American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, swept by the Freak. Taken down on the mat. Dusty counters, gets back up. Another elbow takes the Freak back down center ring. Here comes Magnum TA, again the team working very efficiently. The Freak still laid out center ring, stunned by Dusty Rhodes' elbow. Magnum TA with a drop kick to the back of the head. And now into an armbar again. He's stretching the arm of the Freak. Magnum takes himself all the way up to the top rope. The Freak still laid out center ring, just about getting to his feet here. And here goes Magnum TA, changes his mind. Okay. The Freak counters with elbows to the midsection. Nails him with a right to the gut. Has Magnum TA up over the shoulders in the fireman's carry, spins him around. Nice discus punch. The Freak steps out. Here comes Wild Thing Wayne Tate for the first time. And Sylvia Strong getting to be just as proud of the Psychodelixx as she is of the originals. Magnum TA going for a gut-wrench suplex ride, courtesy of the Wild Thing. Wayne Tate opens up with a series of right hands. Magnum TA rounded back up to his feet center ring. Wild Thing Wayne Tate escorting him to the Psychodelixx corner. Head first into the turnbuckle he goes. He's got him up, hanging him up in the tree of woe in his team's corner. Where are we going with this? A series of knees to the lower abdomen of Magnum TA, who crashes out. Wayne Tate locks him up again. Oh, man, nice spine buster. Magnum looked like he might be trying to find the way out. Wild Thing nails him with an elbow to the back off the top turnbuckle. Here comes the Freak. Magnum might have been trying to make his way to Dusty Rhodes for a tag, but it ain't happening now. The Freak covers, hooks the leg. 1, 2, no, not even a 2. Like a 1.1. Off the ropes, moonsault from the Freak. Magnum TA winds him up, slams him down. Magnum rounds up the Freak again, locks him up. Escorts him towards his team's corner, head first into the turnbuckle. The Freak spun out center ring. Magnum up on the middle rope, calling for the fist drop. Oh! Catches a couple of boots to the face. That was completely unexpected. Ring awareness of the Freak, absolutely amazing. The Freak delivering kicks and stomps to the chest of Magnum TA, putting all his weight on the chest of Magnum. Oh, drives both knees into the chest. And a little bit of a victory dance from the Freak. Wild Thing Wayne Tate moves in. The Snarl TV Tag Champions working pretty efficiently too. Here comes Dusty Rhodes on the tag. The American Dream locks it up with Wayne Tate. The Wild Thing up over the shoulder. Hit first into the turnbuckle. Dusty Rhodes, a little bit of ground and pound. Some right hands on the head of the Wild Thing. Follows it up with a stomp with those cowboy boots and a kick. Wild Thing Wayne Tate in trouble here as Magnum TA makes the tag, comes on in. Both teams working real efficient. Wayne Tate whips him into the far corner. Magnum TA catching elbows to the side of the head from the Wild Thing. Pulling Magnum back up on his feet with a nice arm drag. Follows it up with a leg drop that doesn't connect. Wild Thing getting out of the way just in time. Goes behind, neck breaker drop on Magnum TA. Wild Thing tags out. The Freak tags in. Magnum's laid out center ring. Sylvia Strong just enjoying the whole scene. Kick to the leg of Magnum. The Freak off the middle rope. Misses with that move. Goes back and snaps the leg of Magnum TA. The Freak steps over. Makes his way to the top turnbuckle. Magnum just about getting to his feet here. The Freak. Here he goes. Misses again with that clothesline. Dusty Rhodes comes in on the tag. The Dream moves in, catches a couple of hard shots from the Freak and a drop kick that spun him ass over tea kettle. Wow. All right. Wild Thing Wayne tagged in. Dusty Rhodes back on his feet. They lock up. The Dream whips the Wild Thing to the far corner, nails him with a hard right. And there's some kicks to the ribs. Goes behind on Wild Thing. Russian leg sweep. Takes Wayne Tague down to the canvas. Dusty Rhodes with another stomp. And he makes his way out. Here comes Magnum on the tag. Magnum TA moves in on Wild Thing. Starts raining right hands on the head of Wayne Tague. Magnum TA follows it up with a stomp. Look at this. Steps out. Here comes Dusty Rhodes. It's a tag team party with these two. Another stomp to the head of Wild Thing. There's the bionic elbow of sorts. Wild Thing counters. Dragon screw. Down goes the Dream. And here comes the Freak. Dusty Rhodes back on his feet. The Freak moves in. They lock up. Dusty's got him up, but look at this. Countered into a DDT. Dropped him right on the top of his dome. The Freak follows it up with a stomp. Yeah, fails to connect with that moonsault. Here comes Magnum TA on the tag. Magnum locks it up with the Freak. Whips him up and over and out onto the floor. Magnum TA doesn't look like he's in too much of a hurry to go running outside looking for a fight. Waiting for the Freak to get to his feet as referee Willie Johnson continues the count. The Freak taking his time about getting back inside. Letting the referee count a couple beats. Rolls himself back in. Locks it up with Magnum. Magnum's got him. Oh, chicken wing suplex. And pitched him a good distance, too. Magnum TA catches an elbow from the Freak. They lock up. Clothesline. Down goes Magnum. Magnum TA reeling around as the Freak tags in Wild Thing Wayne Tague. The Wild Thing moves in. Rounds up Magnum. Magnum counters with a shot to the midsection. They lock up. Knee to the midsection from Wild Thing. Kick to the midsection. Turns him around. Another neck breaker from the Wild Thing. Magnum TA clutching that neck. Here comes the Freak again. Both teams tagging early, tagging often. It's a good strategy. Hard right hands to the side of the head of Magnum TA, followed up with a stomp from the Freak. The Freak rounds up Magnum. Running forearms. A shot to the midsection, a slap, a right, and a drop kick that spins Magnum over. Wow. Rebound off the ropes. Nailed him with the moonsault. Covers, hooks the leg. 1, 2. Dusty Rhodes saving the match for his team. Goes after Wild Thing, but it's no good. Magnum TA trying to round up the Freak. Here we go into a Boston Crab. Referee Willie Johnson asking the Freak what he wants to do here, but the Freak quickly escaping the hold. The Freak rebounding off the ropes here. Just running the ropes just for fun, apparently. Magnum TA still getting his act together. The Freak just kind of standing motionless. This is disturbing. We've never seen this from him before. Magnum TA very slow getting to his feet. I'm not sure what this is all about, but it is sure taking a long time to get done here. Wow. Absolutely motionless. Well, it looks like we've hit something on the order of it. There we go. Everybody snapped out of it. The Freak rounds up Magnum TA. Magnum counters it, turns it into an inverted DDT. Man, that was uncanny. He just stood there absolutely not moving for almost a whole minute. Dusty Rhodes comes in on the tag. Locks it up with the Freak. Whips him over out onto the apron. Hangs him up off the top rope, and down goes the Freak onto the floor. Dusty Rhodes not taking himself to the outside. Just deciding to do a little bit of a crotch chop from the Dream. That's weird. Okay, they lock up. Up over the shoulders goes Dusty Rhodes. The Freak. Discus punch takes the Dream down. Here comes Wild Thing Wayne Tague again. Dusty Rhodes catches a kick. Catches, oh man, headbutt to the Wild Thing. Has him up, scoop slams him. Dusty Rhodes with a rolling elbow across the chest of Wild Thing Wayne Tague. Dusty taking himself out and bringing Magnum TA in. Oh, this one's been kind of frenetic. Magnum TA stretching the arm of Wild Thing Wayne Tague. He just stopped in for a minute. Just stopped in to say hi. Here comes Dusty Rhodes again. Yeah, Magnum TA was just passing through on that last tag, man. Wild Thing drags center ring. Dusty Rhodes misses with the kick. Wild Thing counters with a shot to the midsection. Misses with a swing. Bionic elbow time. Here we go. The American Dream starting to really open up, and here it is, the fourth one. Boom, down goes Wild Thing Wayne Tate. The Freak desperate to get a tag. Dusty ain't going to allow it. Elbow across the chest of the Wild Thing. Dusty goes for the cover and hooks the leg. 1, 2. Oh, another near fall in this wild tag team matchup. Magnum TA comes back in. Wild Thing Wayne Tate is still laid out face down on the mat. Magnum TA moves in, rounds up the Wild Thing. Oh, man! What a clothesline. Magnum covers, hooks the leg. 1, 2. The Freak right there to break it up. Now Magnum TA one more time stretching the arms of the Wild Thing. Magnum rounds him up, gets the leg swept. And the Wild Thing steps out. The Freak comes back in. And here we go. Whoa! Hard right spins Magnum around, up over the shoulders, and a knee to the head of GTS as the Freak drags Magnum just about center ring, goes for the cover and hooks the leg. 1, 2. And another near fall. Magnum TA still finding his way out of these pins. It's pretty amazing. The Freak takes himself all the way topside. Magnum TA making his way to his feet. He may already be hurt. Oh man, the Freak changes his mind, locks it up. Escorts Magnum towards the corner. Hit first into the buckle. And now the Freak driving knees into the midsection of Magnum TA. Magnum counters, finds his way out of the corner. Goes after the Freak. Nice headlock takedown, followed up with a smash. An elbow smash to the arm of the Freak. Magnum, another neck breaker for the Freak. Dusty Rhodes comes in on the tag. This match is well over half over, and still no sign of a winner. Dusty Rhodes shifting all that weight, takes down the Freak. And now knuckles to the side of the temple from Dusty Rhodes. Follows it up with a stomp, a kick to the chest. Here comes Magnum TA again. Yeah, these guys are just tagging all over the place. Magnum busted open already. Stalking the Freak. Belly to belly suplex with a cover here. 1, 2. Wayne Tate breaking it up. Magnum whips Wayne Tate out of the way. Here comes Dusty Rhodes. The Freak laid out in their corner. Magnum TA just daring Wild Thing to come on and try. The Freak sweeps Dusty Rhodes, takes down Magnum TA. A ground and pound, but Dusty Rhodes stops him. The Freak counters him with a shot to the midsection. A discus punch from Magnum TA. Dusty Rhodes goes behind on the Freak. A hard shot to the back. The Freak whipped into the corner. Magnum is on the outside. And now Wild Thing Wayne Tate catching some help from the American Dream. A Russian leg sweep. Wow, this match has been nuts. Hard kick to the back from Dusty Rhodes. Magnum TA still laid out on the outside. Wayne Tate counters. Dragon screw for Dusty Rhodes. The Freak still in the corner. Wild Thing steps out. Dusty Rhodes going back. And a chop across the chest of the Freak. A stomp in the chest. Another. And the Freak rolls out. Stomps to the legs. And now Dusty Rhodes taking himself all the way up to the top rope again. Here we go. Elbow that fails to find a mark. The Freak stepping out of the way just in time. Here comes Magnum TA. Man, these teams have just been tagging all over the place. The American Dream opens up with a series of shots and a drop kick that takes Magnum down, follows it up with a stomp to the chest. The Wild Thing counters. Wild Thing Wayne Tate rounds up the American Dream. Tongan desperate time. He's gonna try and choke Dusty into a submission. He's got it locked in. The referee watching Dusty Rhodes, making sure he don't pass out. A hard shot to the chest breaks it up. The American Dream whips Wild Thing into the corner. And now a series of kicks to the ribs. Goes behind. Wild Thing counters with an elbow. Dusty Rhodes opens up with a series of shots. Suplex. Wild Thing is down. Magnum TA has been laid out on the outside for a good 30 seconds now. Dusty Rhodes delivers a kick to the back of Wayne Tate. Dusty drags the Wild Thing towards center ring. Wild Thing in trouble here. Drops the elbow with a pin. 1, 2. But the Freak, one more time, there to save his partner. Dusty Rhodes didn't like that kick to the midsection. Is he setting him up for a powerbomb? No, look at this. Dusty Rhodes walking him halfway across the ring and pitches him out to the outside. And now turning his attention back to the Wild Thing. Wayne Tate, rounded up by Dusty Rhodes. A hard shot spins him around. Dusty goes behind, has him up. Wild Thing shifts his weight and turns it around on Dusty. The Wild Thing rounds up the American Dream. Has him up again. Dusty Rhodes shifting that weight and turning it into a healthy advantage. Here comes Magnum TA again, and he is definitely busted open. Headlock takedown, followed up with an elbow smash. Wild Thing Wayne Tate in trouble. Magnum TA rounds him up, locks him up. Gonna escort him back to his team's corner. Head first into the turnbuckle for the Wild Thing. And now Magnum TA hanging up the Wild Thing in the Tree of Woe just like he was. Wild Thing counters it with a kick to the head, quickly escapes, locks up Magnum TA, knee to the midsection. Wayne Tate has him up. Uh-oh, here we go. Tombstone pile driver. That could be the end of it right there. Wild Thing wraps this one up here. 1, 2, 3. Dusty Rhodes too late. The Psychodelixx win this one by pinfall.
The time, 16 minutes and 15 seconds. Your winners by pinfall, the Psychodelixx.
Well, that just proves Miss Sylvia Strong right again, as the Freak and the Wild Thing Wayne Tate pick up the 1, 2, 3 over Dusty Rhodes and Magnum TA. Is it going to be the same thing Monday night in Philadelphia at the Spectrum against the Guns Brothers? Well, sir, only time will tell. Well, speaking of showdown at the Spectrum, we've got Wally Cardell standing by to give us a preview of some of the matches that we'll be seeing that night. Now, that's not all of them, mind you. That's just some of them. But nonetheless, let's go see what Wally's got cooked up. We'll be back with the second half right after this.
RWL fans, Monday night, the 31st of March will herald the arrival of RWL Wrestling returning to the Philadelphia Spectrum for Showdown at the Spectrum. And there will be a whole slew of exciting stars and matches happening that night with many scores to be settled. The first of those scores will be the return of the United Kingdom's Ballarat Jack Jones as he vows to avenge his almost 3 months on the injured list against the man who sidelined him, the enigmatic Mad Dog Mark McKay, in a no-rules match. The angry Aussie has waited months for a chance to even the score with McKay, and both have agreed to settle it no-rules style. Also scheduled to compete, the Sectarians' Disciples of Darkness, Selena Sheik and Drew Draven, as they face Japan 5-Star Wrestling's Kyoko and Naoko Manabe, the Twin Goddesses, for the first time anywhere. The RWL Cruiserweight Championship will be defended that night as the prototype Gary Galaxy attempts to fend off masked Puerto Rican sensation El Venegante. Ladies Triple Crowner powerhouse Patty Powers will defend the Women's Gulf Coast Championship from the devastating Asia Kong, quite possibly Patty's toughest challenge yet. And in a return match, with their most recent encounter ending in a time limit draw, former TV Tag Champions Mr. Ringside Eddie Guns and El Jefe Ray Guns will once again face Snarl Tag Champs. The Freak and Wild Thing Wayne Tate, the Psychodelixx, for the Snarl Tag Team Championships, with Sylvia Strong at ringside. From there, an unprecedented Legends Division double title match with Legends US Champ, the Hot Scot, Rowdy Roddy Piper, challenging Legends World Champion, the Ultimate Warrior, with the winner leaving the Spectrum as a double champion. And in the main event, Memphis Millionaires and newly crowned Women's International Champion, Wood Kitten Jody Borick, and Ladies Triple Crowner Liberty Bell Danielle Heathcote, who have battled relentlessly for months, will settle their year-long feud once and for all in their final match ever, contested inside the Hell in a Cell, with no titles at stake, but quite possibly to careers on the line, with each vowing to destroy the other. Man, oh man alive, you will not want to miss it. Again, that's this Monday, March 31st, our WL Showdown at the Spectrum. Make your plans to join us.